going live. Hello, Matt. Alone. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to day 11 of the Pennsylvania Circumcision Crisis Protest. PK,
Hi.
Tell our viewers where we are today and why we're here.
This is Springfield, PA, so just like southwest Philadelphia. And we're here to tell this huge intersection with all these cars. We've got so many people here. We got over a dozen people holding signs, some locals that come out and hold signs. So it's been a really exciting day. Lots of interaction with people as they're stopped at these long lights here. Great so far, yeah.
And as you're talking, people can see the traffic building up on that downslope on the other side, and it's just remarkable intersection David Atkinson found for us.
Yeah, we've been stretching people along, I think all four ways down, so while they're waiting in traffic, there's somebody to talk to them, somebody to give them cards, somebody to hold signs.
Yeah, I've counted like 13 or 14 bloodstained protesters out here today.
Right, yeah, great day.
Thank you, PK. We will, where are we going to be tomorrow, if you recall?
We are going to, I don't know, somewhere in Philadelphia. David will know.
I'll ask David. Thank you, PK. Jeff Graves from Los Angeles. Jeff, you flew out from Los Angeles to join Bloodstained Men for about 5 or 6 days here on the front lines of the struggle for human rights in the United States. You are a retired attorney, but being an attorney, does it like startle you that we should have to make such a strong case for human rights?
Yes, you would think it was self-evident that men are entitled to live with the body they were born with. But apparently that right is not protected in the United States. They just let doctors cut baby boys whenever they want to. And that's just not right. Boys have the right to decide for themselves if they want to have part of their natural body cut off.
And you flew out from Los Angeles to do this, as you have done for numerous other protests.
Yes, I have.
On your own dime,
yes.
And clearly this is a movement that deeply felt on your part.
Definitely. I hope that we're going to change the world by getting people to stop doing this to their kids. There's no reason to do it. No valid reason to do it.
What do you think our founding fathers, if our founding fathers had known what would happen, do you think they would have written something into the Constitution to protect us?
I have no idea what they would have done. They allowed slavery in the Constitution, so I don't think that ever occurred to them. But I think in the Declaration of Independence, when it says we hold these truths to be self-evident, it should be self-evident that a man is entitled to the body he was born with. That, to me, is self-evident. I don't think we should have to argue about that.
And the sex organ. I mean, we're not even talking about a finger. We're talking
earlobe
about
or a finger or a toe.
The human sex organ.
His sex organ, yes. He has the right to decide.
Really depraved. Thank you, Jeff Graves. Thank you for joining us here from Los Angeles, ladies and gentlemen.
Thanks for your work,
Thank you, Jeff Graves. Retired attorney from Los Angeles, ladies and gentlemen. Has come out to join Bloodstained Men and Friends. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm very pleased to introduce you to Mike. Mike, you drove down from Connecticut this morning, and you're going to be with us for Mike Shattuck from Connecticut. You're going to be with us for 2 days. here. You drove down from Connecticut. Why do you feel this so strongly, Mike?
Because it's everybody's human right to have their whole body. Just the fact that it's done without consent is the worst part of it, because there's no health benefits to it. It's actually a reversal of that. It's actually a destruction of so many functions. It's kind of interesting, because I was circumcised in 1965, and there was no anesthesia used. I was cut really tight. It's been a discomfort. It's been uncomfortable all my life. It's a boy's right to choose. I have no problem with circumcision as long as it's done on a consenting adult.
And of course, men are not crazy. Men aren't going to go in and ask to have part of their penis cut off. The average man.
Who wants to lose 20% of their penis size and 75% of the fine touch nerves?
And some people...
That's a destruction of your sexuality.
Some men say they've lost up to 90% of the pleasurable sensations after...
And it only gets worse as you get older. Why do you think the U.S. uses the most ED meds in the world? It's because we circumcise the most in the world. It's estimated, right now we're looking at better rates, but when I was circumcised, some 78% of the newborn boys were circumcised, most of them without any consent. It's disgusting. The doctors are supposed to do no harm, and taking off a functioning, healthy part, a very important protective part of your body, is just wrong.
Thank you, Mike Shattuck. Thank you for joining Blessed Men and Friends on the front lines, and we will talk to you again tomorrow. I believe we're in Northwest Philadelphia.
Thank you for having me. It makes me feel so much better helping end this mutilation. Thank you.
Well, we're letting American doctors and the American people know that men are protesting, men and women, and we are protesting until we obtain the God-given right that all citizens of the world actually have to their God-given body.
Everybody deserves their human rights when it comes to bodily integrity. And girls already have the law. It doesn't make any sense how there's a double standard. It's sad, actually, because boys deserve the right to choose.
Thank you, Mike. Mike Shattuck, ladies and gentlemen,
Thanks for
drove
having
down from Connecticut to join Blessed Men and Their Friends on the front line for 2 days.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. And we will cross with David Atkinson and Mike Hackett from West Virginia, I believe. We will talk to both of them and follow along as they are crossing another mega intersection on this 15-day tour. This is day 11. David Atkinson, can you slow down long enough for me to talk to you
Sure.
and Mike? And so David Atkinson, this is another mega intersection that you found for the Blessed Men to protest.
Yeah, this is in Springfield, Pennsylvania, which is like a western suburb of Philadelphia. And I identified this when I was planning the tour, but then there weren't enough days to include it. And then the AAP canceled their penis mutilation convention. And so then we had to decide what should we do for these 2 days. And so one of these 2 days we're protesting at this location, which is Baltimore Pike, I believe. And I'm not sure what the cross street is, but it's a great location. We have lots and lots of people seeing us here.
In fact, let's turn this way so I can show if you can turn this way for me, David Atkinson. And then people can see how the traffic is backing up behind you, and you can see how the traffic backs up, ladies and gentlemen. It's just a really great intersection for this protest. What is the reaction you're seeing from the people of Springfield?
We're getting lots of honks. We're getting
honks of support.
Yeah, well, all types of honks, but yeah, lots of honks of support. And there are people walking by who are very interested to talk, and we're handing out a lot of info cards. I'm almost afraid we might not have enough info cards in our pockets because we have a bunch in the van, but I haven't filled up the gear bag with info cards in a couple of days, so I think we'll be okay, but we'll find out.
I have more in my pack over there, so.
Sounds good.
And where are we going to be tomorrow, David Atkinson?
Tomorrow we're at the intersection in northeast Philadelphia, where we protested in 2018. It's called Roosevelt and Grant. It's like Avenue or Boulevard or something, but it's Roosevelt and Grant. And it's a gigantic intersection with probably 6 big grassy medians where we can stand. So if we had like 50 bloodstained men, who knows, maybe we'll have that many. That would be a perfect place to protest there. And there might be that many intactivists showing up tomorrow. We'll see. But we can spread around, and we have lots of places tomorrow to stand.
Thank you, David Atkinson, planner of the Bloodstained Men's Road Tours and co-director of Bloodstained Men. Thank you, David Atkinson, for all your work. Volunteer, I should add. You are not paid for this work, David Atkinson.
You're very welcome.
And ladies and gentlemen, let me go up here, and Mike, if you could come out here,
I can step down.
Let me turn this way so I can get the traffic coming up behind you. And ladies and gentlemen, you can see how the traffic stops at the light and builds up, and it's just been this way all day long. Mike, you've been working this big banner all day long. Just thousands and thousands of cars have passed this intersection.
Yeah, there have been a lot of cars. It's a little bit windy today, so the banner kind of slightly more difficult, but it's still fun to be out here and hold it and spread the word to people. There have been a lot of people I've noticed, particularly today, that have been showing a thumbs up, have been pumping their fist and nodding their head and showing support. And there was one woman that just drove by who was in a car with her kids in an SUV, and they rolled down their windows and waved at us and gave us thumbs up, and we gave them an info card, and they were just really happy to see us out here.
That's a good feeling, isn't it?
Yeah, it felt really nice, spreading the message, and they clearly seem to know the message already. So.
And this is your first tour with Bloodstained Men. You're going to be with us a week or 10 days, and you're already making plans to join us on tour next year.
Yeah, I'd be happy to join next year, and I'll try to figure out how I can get the most days possible. So
tell us why you hold this cause, this movement near and dear to your heart.
Well, once I found out about what was being done to kids in hospitals in the name of this faux medical word of circumcision, which is really just male genital mutilation, it's just ridiculous. I mean, we have a situation where, legally half the people are being protected and half aren't. It doesn't make sense. And why would you strap a baby down to a table and cut off part of its body? Why would you do that? I mean, that's your child, that's your legacy, that's your progeny, and you're choosing to cut off part of his body. It doesn't really make sense. You're choosing for your line that propagates your ideas, your family, everything like that, to be damaged from the start. So it's irrational.
Their sex organ.
Yes, exactly. The sex organ damaged, and also the mind damaged from that. So it just doesn't make any sense, and I'm happy to be out here because it gives me the opportunity to actually do something about it. So thank you for having this organization.
Absolutely, Mike, and we will look forward to the rest of this tour with you. You'll be here through day 15. This is day 11, and we will look forward to touring with you next year.
Yeah.
Which I know you're already planning, and we've been talking about that, which tour will work for you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mike Hackett from West Virginia.
West Virginia.
Thank you, Mike. And ladies and gentlemen, we'll look up the street here, and you can see the traffic, just thousands of cars an hour, ladies and gentlemen. And here's Catherine Franklin. Catherine from Medford, Oregon. Catherine, it's wonderful that your family fully supports you leaving home for a little over 2 weeks to join Bloodstained Men on the road crew and tour Pennsylvania, appealing to the American people to do the right thing for their sons.
Right, it's just so important. My family understands how important this is, and I'm very lucky to have a very supportive husband and children.
And what are you seeing here today in Springfield, Pennsylvania?
So far, so good. I had a man yell out, "I love you guys."
Oh, wow, that's
thumbs
nice.
up.
That's nice.
Definitely more positivity.
And we actually get a lot of that, don't we?
Yes.
I love you guys.
Yes, and thanking us. I support you. It's been good. Not too much negativity at all.
This is day 11 of 15. How are you holding up, Catherine Franklin?
Honestly, I had to get that fanny pack off because my back was a little sore. But now that I have it off, I'm feeling better.
And you have your t-shirt on that says
not a birth defect.
Foreskin is not a birth defect. Behind you, a man is videoing us. Why don't you see if what he has to say?
We are protesting infant circumcision.
Why?
Because it should be a man's choice if he wants to throw healthy parts of his penis in the garbage.
Healthy parts of penis in the garbage. What are you talking about? You don't even have a penis.
All mammals have foreskin. In females, it's called the clitoral hood.
Don't you have anything else to do?
This is very important, Siri.
You know that there's kids getting sexually trafficked and you're out here talking about
You
foreskin?
couldn't go start that protest. This is very important to me.
This shit's
This is a
insane,
human
yo.
rights issue.
Look at this shit.
Men deserve bodily autonomy. You deserve how much of your body you get to keep. Dogs have foreskin
This is the weirdest shit
too.
I've seen in my life.
Did you know dogs have foreskin too?
I don't care.
Everybody
That
does.
means nothing to me.
Okay. Well, you deserve your human rights, sir. You deserve bodily autonomy just like women.
Can we see if he knows the functions of the foreskin?
Do you know any of the functions of the foreskin? The gliding mechanisms,
Of the what?
hydration.
Of the foreskin, yo?
Yes.
This shit's wild.
It keeps the glands hydrated and moist and protected. Without it, it actually chafes against clothing and builds up layers of keratin. There's 20,000 nerve endings in the male foreskin. It's the size of that card I just handed you when it's folded out. It's a double sleeve. that
Sir,
protects the
you're
glands.
posting your live video on social media. If you tell our friends where you posted it, they can find it and comment, hopefully.
Yeah. There's more information
Did you
there,
post
too.
on social media? Did you
Oh, I
post it?
sent it to my friends. This
Oh,
is the
sent
weirdest shit I've ever seen in my life.
Sweet,
Sir,
sweet.
do you know what the functions of foreskin are? Are you interested in learning about them?
No, not at all.
Why not? I'm just curious.
I just because I don't have a foreskin. That's weird. I don't
you
need to
should.
talk about foreskin on Little More Pike. I just came out to see what you guys are talking about. This
But
is
you
insane.
were curious enough to come out and talk to us.
Oh
which
yeah,
we
no,
appreciate.
absolutely. I mean, like, how could
Thanks
I
for
not be
asking
curious
questions.
enough?
Yeah, for sure. That's how we learn new things.
Okay, all right. You guys have a good one.
Thanks for keeping it open mind. Have a good day.
So, Catherine Franklin, people see what we do out here, and good job trying to open that man's mind. And I think actually you did open his mind just a little crack.
Just a little
As he
bit.
walked away, he did not walk away with quite the certainty and even a little seasoning of hostility that he approached us with.
I appreciate that. I feel like the new generation has a slightly more open mind. And even when we're met with a little bit of criticism, it's like we get them thinking, and that's what we need. So,
Good job, Captain
Thank
Franklin.
you.
Ladies and gentlemen, you see how we do it here on the front lines.
Your boys are born perfect, just like your girls. Thank you. Lots of homes of support. This is what I was mentioning.
I'm going to cross over. We will talk to Danny Alexander and Luke Artanis. I think I can cross here.
Thank you.
You can see what a busy intersection is, ladies and gentlemen. I'm being very careful as I cross. I do have the light on my side in the crosswalk.
By telling us that boys are born defective. The truth is that boys are born perfect, just like girls. We are asking you to tell your loved ones to listen and choose to bring your son home whole in one piece. Thank you. For more information, visit bloodstainedmen.org.
I heard something. Was that they hit a bump or was that a fender bender?
That was a fender bender.
Let's see if they pull over. Do you know which cars it was?
Yeah, the red car hit this black one here.
Let's walk down that way and take a look.
This black one.
Hopefully no damage. Looks like they decided there's no damage, I think, unless they're going to pull over. Luke Artanis, we are here in Springfield, Pennsylvania, day 11 of the 15-day Pennsylvania Circumcision Crisis protest. What are you seeing here in Springfield, Pennsylvania, Luke Artanis?
It's beautiful. We are seeing people change their minds in real time. They approach the stop and they disagree and they argue with us. And then I do the pitch on the megaphone and I introduce myself and I say why we're here and what's happening in America and why they should care about it and what they can do about it, which is to tell your loved ones to do the right thing. And it's simple. Just bring your son home whole.
Bring your son home whole.
I might have to rephrase that so it's not a tongue twister, but yeah, it's the simple idea that your children are perfect just the way they are.
And Luke Artanis, we met a Pennsylvania mom several days ago. I don't remember which city it was. Brooke Fogel, thank you for watching. I believe it was in the Pittsburgh area, but Brooke Fogel is watching. Thank you, Brooke. Thanks for coming out, joining Bloodstained Men on the front lines of this very, very important Pennsylvania circumcision crisis protest. Luke Artanis, this is day 11 of 15. How are you holding up?
My feet are tired, but we're getting to the end of the day and I still have a lot of energy, and I'm looking forward to closing out this great tour with another 4 awesome, epic days.
4 more awesome, epic days. Thank you, Luke Artanis. Thank you for joining Bloodstained Men Road Crew for so many of these tours, and they are all awesome and epic. And thanks to our supporters at home.
Yes.
We couldn't do this without Intactivists paying our travel expenses.
Yes, and going on to all the posts and littering the comments with the truth and facts and all of your love. It really helps that we know we can count on you to have our backs and correct all the lies and misinformation that are out there.
Yeah, and that's all that the circumcision industry has is lies and misinformation.
That's right.
That's what it relies on.
Exactly.
Just like big tobacco, big Circ is a corrupt industry from top to bottom.
Right, and that's also why ultimately the truth will prevail. Ultimately we will prevail because we're teaching the truth.
Thank you, Luke Artanis. We will talk to you again tomorrow from Northeast Philadelphia, as David Atkinson just told us. Thank you, Luke Artanis. And ladies and gentlemen, I will see if Danny Alexander is around. She might be taking a break. I will see if she's around for an interview, or we will talk to her tomorrow. I do hear Danny Alexander. You can see, ladies and gentlemen, the Intactivists are spread out across this intersection, and you can see the traffic. It's just been building up like this all day long. Danny Alexander, your billboard says it all. Both sides, actually. Nobody wants less penis. Circumcision is all bullshit.
All bullshit. It's all bullshit.
Danny Alexander, why do the American people have so much, and American doctors have so much trouble understanding that fundamental truth?
You know, it's because this is a generational curse that at this point, it's like 150 years old. It's like 3-4 generations in, and a lot of people don't realize that it's relatively new, you know, in American history to do this. They think that this is something that just is routine, and people just don't know the history of it in our country. You know, it was intended to damage sexual function. It was intended to punish boys for masturbating and keeping them from masturbating again. And we know that there's nothing wrong with that now. And so we know that it doesn't work. It doesn't prevent them from masturbating anyway. So, you know, it's just time that they start putting the male foreskin in American textbooks. I think that would be a good start, because most of our medical community is either circumcised or their children are too. So they don't know the damage that is done. They don't know that the harm that is being done whenever you remove the foreskin. So we're just here to tell people that they don't have to do this, because a lot of people don't even know they don't have to do this. You know, it's like, it's the doctor's fault. It's the doctor's fault. They're scamming parents, tricking parents, lying to parents, withholding the risks from parents, not informing them fully before they sign this consent form. It's criminal. It's criminal. These people that are cutting and tampering with children's genitals in American hospitals, they need to go to prison, totally. If they were doing this to girls, I wonder if things would be different. I don't know why, more men aren't speaking up about this and just learning. When you learn that something's been cut off your body, why aren't people more curious about that, So we're here to inform people and force the conversation, because a lot of people don't even talk about it. Now they are.
This is day 11 of 15. How are you holding up?
Amazing.
It's
feeling good.
It's exhilarating to be on tour and to get away from the keyboard and actually be out here on the streets interacting with people.
It's so therapeutic to be like, you're really kind of like disconnected, from like the social media and everything when you're on the tour. It's just, you're only focusing on intactivism and the protests and the day-to-day, and that's like 100% of our focus is this right here. And there's a lot of us that are working extremely hard on this tour, and the effects that we're having, we're getting press almost every day. I saw a Facebook post from 2 days ago. It has over 550 shares. Thank you.
Well, let's turn this way so that we can show this traffic coming up the hill, down the hill and then back up the hill.
And there's people taking pictures right here. Thank you.
And
Thank
you can see the cameras out, ladies and gentlemen. And that's been happening all day, and it happens every day.
Post it on Facebook and tag us, please. Get some ethics.
Our babies are not born with defective penises. Our baby boys are born totally perfect. Only in the United States are doctors skinning babies' penises and throwing that skin in the trash. Nobody has a right to cut your body parts off. You were born totally perfect. Your babies are born totally perfect.
And Samantha Lynn is watching. Thank you, Samantha Lynn. Jans is watching. Thank you, Jans. And I know that many people will watch the replay of this live video. Thank you for your support at home. This is day 11 of 15 Bloodstained Men on the road after a 20-month hiatus because of the COVID travel problems across the United States. Bloodstained Men is back, and we are planning 4 tours next year of 20 days each tour. So Bloodstained Men is going to be back next year, bigger and better than ever, ladies and gentlemen. We are going at Big Circ, the big circumcision industry. It's a $2 billion industry. You can see the traffic just keeps coming. It's been like this all day long, ladies and gentlemen. Our planner, David Atkinson, finds these humongous intersections where thousands of vehicles an hour pass by. And there's a woman photographing my live broadcast from her car. And that's just been happening all day long, every day on this tour. There's a couple truckers waving hello to us, ladies and gentlemen. You saw that? You saw right here live, big rig. They waved hi, which is a way of thanking us for doing this. And this woman in the black car is getting more pictures. There's a honk of support. Man waved. You can see the woman in the black car there, and there's a thumbs up. Thank you. And ladies and gentlemen, you can see she took our picture. She got several pictures. They gave us a thumbs up. It's just been happening like that all day long, ladies and gentlemen. Just wonderful, wonderful to see the American people supporting Bloodstained Men on the front lines of this struggle for human rights in the United States. Hello, Pamela Moore Garber. And Pamela Moore Garber, I see you on all the posts, all the social media posts where people are posting about Bloodstained Men. And thank you, Pamela Moore Garber, for all your work on social media to spread the message and help out with the critics, because a lot of these shared posts are critical of our protests, but not critical in a thoughtful or intellectual way, but just the usual irrational and nonsensical jeering posts. We saw one the other day. Some guy actually stripped down, as I recall, he stripped down to his underwear and he hung something from his belly button and he said, "I want my umbilical cord back." Luke Artanis, "I want my foreskin back," and I think that's a sane feeling. But what man would strap on a crazy string from his stomach and say, "I want my umbilical cord back"?
Man, someone who doesn't know the difference between an umbilical cord and the penis.
They are not the same thing.
The penis doesn't just fall off and die.
The penis is not an umbilical cord.
Yeah.
You learned it here, ladies and gentlemen, for those who didn't know. And we had a couple laugh reacts on there. Heather Medina is watching. Thank you, Heather Medina. Lara Johnson Stang, thank you. That's like a woman saying, "I want my placenta back." Yes, lol. Yes, I want my placenta back. It's and I see more laughs and hearts across the screen. Luke Artanis, we actually get a laugh out of some of these crazy things people come up with.
Yeah.
I want my umbilical cord back. It's insane. It is insane. I want my placenta back. And David Atkinson has found a tall place to stand. He's found a brick pillar. David Atkinson, who is notorious for finding the high ground. Stephen, you're out here with the Bloodstained Men. You drove out from Indiana to join us. I think
Yes,
this
sir.
is your 4th or 5th day with us.
Yeah, something like that.
And Stephen, what are you seeing out here today?
A lot of mixed responses. Lots of, thumbs up. We support you, but also lots of get a job, stuff like that.
And you have a job. You're a very successful businessman. You have a job.
Yeah, I make 6 figures, so probably make more than most of the people driving by.
So
I work hard.
The joke's on them.
Yeah.
You're out here, you have a job, and you've taken time off from your very successful career, and you're out here with Bloodstained Men.
Yep.
And Stephen, why does this issue matter?
Every baby boy deserves to be protected. Nobody deserves to be subjected to physical and sexual abuse.
Nobody deserves to be subjected to physical and sexual abuse, and that is the solid rock, raw, brutal truth.
Thank you.
Of genital mutilation.
Yeah, absolutely.
It is absolutely depraved and corrupt and criminal.
Right.
Thank you, Stephen. Thank you for joining Bloodstained Men, and I know you'll be here tomorrow also.
Yeah, see you tomorrow.
And then you've got to head back to Indiana, I believe.
Yeah.
On Monday.
Yeah.
But tomorrow, Sunday, you will be, and we'll talk to you again tomorrow. Thank you, Stephen.
All right, thank you.
Successful businessman, ladies and gentlemen, from Indiana, and you heard it here, very, very successful. And congratulations on that also, Stephen.
Thank you.
So you can see David Atkinson has found a tall pillar to stand on across the street. The traffic just keeps coming, ladies and gentlemen. And Tom Maples in the comments says, "How many women wish they had their intact son back?" Yes, Tom, a very poignant observation. So many American moms are upset and distressed, disturbed, and extremely remorseful that they were manipulated, cajoled, duped, tricked, deceived into letting a corrupt, unethical American doctor cut off. I'm sorry, Heather. Yes, you know how it feels. They dupe American moms, and I have met and talked to too many American moms to be cynical about the moms themselves. Moms too are victims. American moms, most American moms who have agreed to this barbaric amputation of part of their son's sex organ, they have been duped and tricked by numerous forces. Not least is that we are born into this genital mutilating culture in which doctors claim and act as though it is normal to cut off part of a baby's sex organ. Doctors in the rest of the world know better and have condemned American doctors for doing it. So, but thank you, Heather Medina. Thank you for being on this live broadcast in the comments, and for trying to warn other moms, because no mom deserves to suffer the anguish and the regret and the remorse that regret moms do suffer when they learn the truth about circumcision, when they see the injury. Some moms don't even know what is done until they open their child's diaper afterwards and they see this horrific sexual injury to their baby's penis. It is just unbelievable what American doctors are doing, ladies and gentlemen. I will never lose my sense of outrage and even incredulity that how could a medical profession be so corrupt and unethical to subject newborn boys to this devastating amputation of a normal, significant, the sensory organ of the human penis. The foreskin is not a piece of flesh. It is the sensory organ with highly specialized cells, the most pleasurable cells that give pleasure to sex on the human body. The foreskin itself with the ridged band, the Meissner's corpuscles. Ladies and gentlemen, it is just absolutely brutal to cut that part of a man's body away, right off of his sex organ. It is barbaric, and doctors dare to claim that it's medicine. They are liars, they are manipulators, they are deceiving parents, and my heart goes out to regret moms, but thank you for speaking out. You are trying to warn other moms and dads not to fall victim to the circumcision industry, because you will regret it, as tens of thousands and hundreds of thousands of American moms and dads. We have regret dads too in our movement. It is so wrong. It is so wrong for doctors and nurses to even offer this surgery to parents. So that is my live broadcast, ladies and gentlemen. It is about 17 minutes. And here's a man, he cheered something, but he was videoing it, and he's going to put it on social media. So when you see these people taking pictures and they jeer or they laugh, ladies and gentlemen, they're spreading our message. When they put it on social media, they think all their friends are going to jeer and laugh too, but there are thoughtful people out there who see these posts and they think, well, you know, I better look into this. I mean, we see it all the time. People see the social media coverage and the mainstream media coverage of the Bloodstained Men protests, and they look into the facts, and babies are saved. But that is my live broadcast. Let me end it with an appeal to you to support the Bloodstained Men. There are two ways that you can donate to the travel expenses for the road crew. We are out here because of your generosity. Your donations allow these volunteers, including me, to travel across the United States. There's a hunk of support to travel across the United States, spreading the word that circumcision is cruel and harmful. You can go to bloodstainedmen.com, bloodstainedmen.org, bloodstainedmen.com, or bloodstainedmen.org. It's the same page. And on the right, there's a drop-down menu. You will see donate. You can donate to Bloodstained Men through PayPal, or you can go to the Facebook page, Bloodstained Men and Their Friends. You will see on that page a fundraiser tab. And right now, the fundraiser, there are many birthday fundraisers, so many of you, and thank you, by the way, all of you who named Bloodstained Men as the charity for your birthday fundraiser. There's probably a dozen of them right now on Bloodstained Men's page, because when you name Bloodstained Men as the charity for your birthday fundraiser, it goes right onto our list of fundraisers on Bloodstained Men and Their Friends on Facebook. But the fundraiser that I am sharing right now is my own birthday fundraiser. My birthday is on October 22nd, and go ahead, make my birthday, ladies and gentlemen. Go on Bloodstained Men and Their Friends on Facebook, find the fundraiser tab, go down until you find my birthday fundraiser, Brother K's fundraiser for the travel expenses of the Pennsylvania circumcision crisis protest. And Facebook makes it easy to donate, and they do not charge a fee because, thank you for that. Did you get our card? Let me give you our card. Someone's blaring their horn. People gave me a nice smile, didn't want to take a card, but you saw her smile. People are thinking, ladies and gentlemen. We get people thinking. David Atkinson on the high ground across the street. He's found a pillar to stand on, and so the visibility of the Bloodstained Men at these intersections is incredible. But yes, so go ahead, make my birthday. My birthday fundraiser is on the fundraiser tab on Bloodstained Men and Their Friends, and give $5 or $10 or whatever you can afford. Clearly, the more you give, the more we can get done, ladies and gentlemen, reaching the American public on the highways and the byways of the United States. And when travel restrictions ease up, we are going to return to Canada. We will return to Canada because we have many, many Canadians in our movement, and Canadians watching and involved in the intactivist movement, because Canada too has a circumcision problem. It's not as severe as in the United States, but some regions of Canada do have a similar problem as we have in the United States, where doctors and nurses are offering to cut off part of the sex organ of a newborn boy, and parents are deceived when nurses and doctors ask, "Can we cut off part of your child's sex organ?" That implies that it's within their purview. That is an illicit question. That is a criminal question. Doctors and nurses cannot ask, should not, and cannot ethically or legally ask parents to perform surgery on their baby's sex organ. But that's where we stand, ladies and that's what's going on in the United States. So that is my live broadcast, ladies and gentlemen. I will see you tomorrow from Northeast Philadelphia. This is day 11 of the 15-day Pennsylvania circumcision crisis protest. I will see you tomorrow from Northeast Philadelphia. Join us if you can. We need your help on the front lines. Come on out and say hello. If you can't stay long, just come on out and say hello. Several people have done that here today in Springfield, Pennsylvania. See you tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining me and the Bloodstained Men Road Crew on this 11th day of the Pennsylvania circumcision crisis protest. See you tomorrow.